Okay, so I want to say a massive thank you to start with, Charlotte, for you being here today and you being the very first person that I'm interviewing for my Dreamcatchers interview series. There's two reasons that I've chosen to ask Charlotte to be my first guest here today. The first is that she was one of my very first clients that I started coaching when I moved back to the UK. And the second is that she is one of those people in life who make a decision, make a commitment, and absolutely go after it with everything they've got. When her determination and her commitment is outstanding. And because of that, I've seen Charlotte grow and flourish and just become this fantastic person over the time that we've known each other. And I think it's incredible. So I really wanted you to get the chance to hear some of her story, how she has got the results that she's got and continues to get them, and kind of any other little tidbits that can help you in your business, because I really think that she's got lots to share and lots that can be of great value. So Charlotte, thank you and welcome. Do you want to tell everyone first a little bit about you?
Yeah, absolutely. So firstly, what an honour to be the first person. I didn't realise that I was the first person on the Dreamcatcher series, so that's absolutely amazing. And yeah, I feel really privileged, if I'm honest. I first met Claire 2 years ago now, we think it is it 2 years ago? And she just blew me away. I actually chased her out of our daughter's ballet class into the car park to get her number, because I just felt this amazing presence from her and felt like she was somebody that needed to be in my life. And I was right. So yeah, if you ever get a gut feeling about something or someone, then go with it. And someone like Claire that vibrates on such a high frequency, like, that's why you're attracted to her. That's why she's building the coaching business she's building, because she gives off that and you can't help but be affected by it. So yeah, hi, my name's Charlotte Whittle, and I am a few different things. So first and foremost, I'm a wife to Carl and I'm a mum to Louis and Phoebe. So I have a son, Louis, who's 5, and a daughter, Phoebe, who's 4. And before I was an entrepreneur, because I believe that's what I am, I probably always was one, but I just didn't know I was a child protection social worker. That's what I did. I went into child protection at the age of 18, loved what I did, but it doesn't work when you've got kids. It doesn't. And at the time I met Claire, two and a bit years ago, she will attest to the fact that I just started building my business because in my gut, I knew it was right. So I have a business with a company called Arbonne. I'm a regional vice president with them, which just means I've built my business to a level where they give me a free white Mercedes, for anyone that's heard of Arbonne. But I'd started to build this business because I knew I had to do something to get out of the 9 to 5. I knew that no one was going to come and drop the money in my lap every single month to pay for our house, our life, all of those things. And unless I built something, I would never have that. So when I met Claire, I was at a point of knowing it was right, but drowning. I was literally drowning in full-time work as a social worker, a part-time degree, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, my husband's business. And I think at that point, a small level of post-traumatic stress after my daughter had been very, very unwell as a baby. And we'll probably touch on that a bit later on with how Claire helped me with that. But I had a lot of shit. Please do not swear. Sorry. There was a lot going on when I met Claire and I was kind of on the path to starting these businesses. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome. And I think one of the things that comes up, because whether it's, like, the truth is there are loads of people who are doing network marketing with different network marketing companies, but there's very few that get to the level that you've got to, especially in the amount of time that you've done it, Charlotte. So, and maybe we'll come back to this in a moment, because I think one of the really important things people could take from this is what you've done to get the results so quickly, because you're not just one of the thousands. You've actually, I don't know what the percentage is, you're in the top
1%.
Top 1%. Okay, so like, how amazing is that? And so I think Like, that's incredible. And as you say, when you first started this journey, you were juggling so much, you had so much on your plate. But what I could see from the absolute get-go is that even though you were doing lots and lots, and you really were, like, it was just like your time was crazy because you were doing so much, you always had that absolute determination and commitment to making it happen for you. And I think that's a real key. So even though during your journey, like everyone's journey when they're setting up their own business, whether it's linked to network marketing or whether it's whatever business it is, it's the same things, I think, that are involved. And lots of the time, those doubts and fears and just general life can potentially get in the way and kind of derail people. So maybe tell people, where are you, because that was where you were when we met, where are you right now, both in your life and in your business?
So I believe I'm at the start. So I believe that, yes, I've worked my way to what's considered the top 1% of my company, Arbonne. I'm one of the few people that have worked my business to being able to drive my Mercedes. But I believe that I now understand what this is properly. And I've now got the skills, and I'm every day working on it, but it's now affording me the life. So I'm not social worker anymore. I retired actually this month, last year. It's been a year since I retired, and people laugh at me and go, yeah, but you didn't really retire. I did. I said, I am retiring. I am done. I am no longer going to work for anyone else. We're actually just packing our house up at the moment. So we live in a beautiful house in the High Peak in Derbyshire, which wouldn't have been possible without Arbonne. But we're actually moving on Friday to our dream barn. It's our dream for right now barn. So people, again, laugh at me a lot, because as you grow and evolve and strive and reach your visions, I believe the dream grows. And so, yes, we set our intention hilariously a month ago that we wanted to live in a barn with a massive drive, 3 feet. This is what we wanted. It's now happening. We're moving into it. But right now, that's where we'll be. But my vision is huge. My business is a global business. I can work it anywhere from my laptop. And my intention, me and Claire were talking about it, we want to be sat on the beach in New Zealand 6 months of the year, watching our kids play and have fun while we grow our huge businesses and help other people to do the same thing. So I believe I am a completely different, I'm still Charlotte, but I am a much better version of me. In part, Claire makes me emotional. Thank you to you for showing me that. Claire talks about, you've got diamonds inside, and it's your job to polish that diamond up for your life. And you showed me where mine was, and you've given me strategies to polish that diamond every single day. And you know what? Some days it's not that shiny, because life sometimes is hard, right? Some days it's not that shiny, but it's a damn sight shinier now than it ever was. And I know that by the time I am done, people, when it's my funeral, I hope people say, oh my God, she shone. Her whole life she shone. And for me, that's what Claire McPherson gives you. Claire McPherson gives you your little polishing cloth and the polish, and goes, right, find that diamond and polish it. And then whatever your business is, obviously I believe network marketing is the best way for me, because it taught me how to be a business owner, how to be an entrepreneur. It helps people do that. But whatever your business is, you need to shine and be the best version of you. And that, Claire McPherson, is the gift that you give people.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you.
So, I'm already.
I think you bring up a really good point there, though, Charlotte, about the fact that I think sometimes people want someone else to shine their diamond for them. And I think, like, the truth is, no one else can shine your diamond. Someone else, a coach, a mentor, whoever it might be, can give you the tools and help you and teach you how to shine that diamond. But at the end of the day, they cannot do it for you. You've got to absolutely do it yourself. And that's one of the things that you got from very early on. And maybe just share that. Like, what is it for you? What is it for you that changed the game and let you get to where you are now and beyond?
I think that For me, the thing that was holding me back initially was, whilst I could see what this was, I didn't have enough belief in myself. So it was an awesome idea for other people. I have worked so hard over the last 3 years to develop my self-worth. And I would always come across as confident, don't get me wrong, but it was more than that. And I would sabotage myself a lot. And I think you identified that really quickly, that it was something that I did because I didn't feel worthy enough. And having had a background in social work, I've worked with some of the most underprivileged people in the country. And I honestly believe that paying Claire £60 for an hour of her knowledge and her insight, I have a duty to go and action that. Because that is a gift that so many people don't have access to. So many people do not get a Claire McPherson in their life. There are other coaches out there, but Claire is my coach and has been my coach and will be my coach forever, because she's the person that helps me get clear. And she's the person that, sees the thing I can't see myself. And that's, I believe, why you took me from being a victim, and rightly so a victim at that point. My daughter had been incredibly sick, and I was on my knees. My life was hard. It felt hard. So I told myself it was hard. I told myself, I was trying, because I was starting this business and I was trying, but I was never really doing anything to move forward. I was paying lip service to it all. And I think once I got clear that no one would make me successful, but equally no one could stop me being successful. And I'd never been in a position where I'd had that opportunity given to me before. In social work, you're on the team you get put on, you're where you are, and you know what? An injury happens and it's a bad one and it's your fault, not the person that injured that child. It's you, the social worker, it's and it was a scary world. And I think what I saw was, and what I still continue to see, and don't get it when people have an opportunity to have their own business and they don't work it. I don't get it, because what you've got in your hands is control of your life. I am fully in control of my life. The other day, honestly, 3 years into my business, the other day somebody said to me, yeah, but it's commission only. Is it not a bit scary? It never even entered my brain that that's what this was. Because to me, what this is my chance to write my own paycheck. Because when you're salaried, someone tells you what you're worth. Hence my very low worth. My very low self-worth was based on other people saying, you are only worth 30 grand a year. That's it. Be the best, be the worst. That's what you're worth. With this, whatever your business is, it's in your hands. And for me, Claire, that's what you've done for me. Like, you have brought me back every time. You've been able to see, like, the bouncing. I bounce, and I don't bounce anywhere near as much as I used to do. You help me see and get clarity.
That's absolutely awesome. And now you said something that I've forgotten, because you keep saying lovely things about me and putting me off track a bit.
I'm sorry.
But yes, I know what I was going to say. So I think, yes, I love the fact that you fully embrace the fact that you're in charge, because it's your business. And again, whoever's watching this, whatever their business is, this is the same. You made a decision about what your self-worth is on some level, and that's grown as you have. And I think what I see again and again with lots of other clients, and it's been less so with you, but I think it's interesting to see why that's been. I think lots of people that I coach with their own businesses charge really low prices, and like you mentioned, what I used to charge is a lot more now because my self-worth has gone up, and I think that's lots of business owners are stuck charging low prices because almost their self-worth there, and they don't believe that they can raise their prices to what they truly deserve. How did that self-worth grow for you? Like, how did you start recognizing that you were worth so much more?
I think initially it was that fake it thing. So I just realised that I couldn't have any of the things that were in my vision for my life unless I grew to that. And, you know, the reality in network marketing is I am a coach and I'm a leader. You know, I say it all the time, like I coach for free a lot, because I help other people to realise their visions and their dreams. But how would I ever do that if my belief about myself was so low? You know, I think that it's a commitment to ongoing personal development. So Claire would suggest, like, why don't you read this book? Why don't you watch this? Why don't you do that? And, you know, I would do exactly what she suggested that I did. And I again, with network marketing, you know, it's a commitment to personal development every single day. You know, if you're listening to this and you're part of any other company or any team that's not mine, you know, you'll never get to the top without committing to growing and personal development every single day. And I think that's why investing in someone like Claire, in a coach, is so crucial, because you've got to have somebody call you out on your black spots, on those bits that you can't see. You have to have someone calling those out, and then you have to work on those areas. I didn't think I had self-worth issues. I didn't at all. I didn't think I bounced. Like, I was normal, wasn't I? Like, that's life is hard sometimes, and I wanted to shut the curtains and disappear in the lounge, and was justified in doing so. But no, actually I wasn't. Can't grow my business like that, and it was being a victim. And I think having someone call you out on that is crucial. I'm not even sure I've answered the question there.
No, I think you have. And I think one of the things that you pointed out, and I think, again, it's really important, is that you don't know what you don't know. And so you need someone else or something else to come into your life and open your eyes to it before you can even start realising where you're at sometimes. And I think that is so key, whether is it a coach or a mentor or like friends, because some people have friends that can hold them back, but then some of us can be lucky enough to have friends that really empower us and help us to move forwards. It's just someone in your life who can see those, you know, those grey spots or those things that you don't know, so that you can open your eyes to them and move forwards. And I think that is absolutely key, isn't it? I think that's really important.
Yeah. And I think it's key to understanding yourself, because that's one of the things that you've given me. You've helped me to understand how I function in the world and how I can improve how I function and how I see other people in relation to me. Because I think I'd got all the way to 28, 29 as a social worker, but it never entered my brain that other people think differently to the way I think. I'm very much like, just do it. Like, we call it ignorance on fire. I just get on with it and do it. But other people don't have that personality type. Other people need to, like, read the instruction booklet 7 times before they put the toast in the toaster. Like, and you help me see that that's fine. And the ways that I can help those people, maybe, is to show them they only need to read it 3 times before they put the toaster. But I think that that's key to having that self-awareness. And can I just say now, while we're on the personality type, there are lots of different types of coaches out there, and I've got friends that are other types of coaches, and I love them to pieces, but they would never have suited me. The thing that I love about Claire is, and I don't actually think I actually ever realised you were properly my coach. I just used to think you were doing me a favour when I was like, please, can I just give you some money and can I just have a session? It's only like in like the last couple of months or so I've actually realised that you are my coach. But I think what I love about you is you don't presume that we come to the table with the same issues that you've had or not had. Like, I don't even know what issues you may or may not have had, because you don't give them to me. And that's something that I recognised in you and I respected, because as a social worker, it was so crucial never to put your stuff on people. And I see a lot of coaches talking about how they've, you know, been stuck with this and they've experienced that and they've experienced that. So therefore I must be, no, none of those things. I don't need to read the instructions for the toaster 7 times. I don't. I want to be successful, and I want someone to be dead black and white and be like, right, what about this? Have you thought about this? Why don't you do this? Off you go, shine brightly, come back to me when you're feeling a bit dull again. And that is where for me, I would pay you double and triple what you charge when you're talking about worth, because it's worth it.
And I think that's important, because I massively believe in the power of coaching, because I've seen it again and again and again, both with coaches that I've had. When I coach people, coaching is, I think, amazing. And I do think it is about finding the right coach for you with where you're at, because obviously there are millions of coaches out there. Everyone coaches very differently. Everyone brings different energy and all kinds of different things to the table. So, and of course, just like you're saying, not some of the other people that you've seen aren't right for you, I'm also not the right coach for everyone else, and not everyone's the right client for me, because it works both ways. I think having that fit so that I know that the clients that I'm working with get great results is really important for me as well. What I would love you to share, if you can, this is quite a hard question, but is there, like, what's the one biggest thing that you've learned so far on your journey that you would love to share with people to help them?
So from the 3, and I was actually thinking about it the other day, and I was thinking, if it wasn't for you, I would just never have moved forward. So the first thing you taught me, and my very first coaching session with you, and that people watching this, if I cry now, I'm not sad. It just is so emotive to talk about. So the first coaching session I had with Claire, I had been stuck in a pattern after my daughter had almost died. She had open heart surgery as a baby. And I've been stuck in a pattern of fear, absolute fear, that if I tried in any way to pursue any of my dreams, she would die. And God, I know that I know it, but I didn't see that that's what it was. I just was telling myself that it was normal. And of course, you know, the way that I'm feeling, you know, I'm fine, I'm getting on with it, I'm fine, I'm getting on with it. And Claire instantly, in 10 minutes into our session, saw what it was, said, do you want to change? And I said, yes. And she used a technique called swish that changed my life in 5 minutes. That fear went. The reality is, yes, potentially something could happen to my daughter in the future, but something could happen to me. I could walk out my door and get squashed by a tractor. I was stuck in this, it was a victim mode of living in a place of fear and using it as a shield to everything else. I was kind of walking around going, here's my rubbish, but don't really look at it, but here it is, because this is my excuse for everything. And it went. That day, it went. And so that's the first thing. If anybody's stuck with something that you know potentially is holding you back, maybe you don't know what it is that clearly, but Claire can see it and help you identify it. And then she can use this technique swish, which it's genius. Like, it just works. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, as my business then would progress and like growing in network marketing, like you sponsor people in, you try and get them going and show them what it is and help them to get going. And the reality is, I'm the top 1% because most people quit. Most people do not have what it takes to build a business. They think it's get rich quick and they quit, or they just don't do it. And I used to get so frustrated. I couldn't understand why, when they had this amazing opportunity, because that's what it is, to create millions of pounds, which gives them time, freedom, choices. It enables them to do we like to Claire, but I don't get what I'm doing wrong. And you help me see, again, very quickly, that I'm a very black and white thinker. So you're either all in or you're not. Or you're either right or you're wrong. And actually, there's a lot of grey in life. So actually, there were people that joined my business for friendship. There were people that joined my business for £100 a month. There were people that joined my business because it was the start of a 10, 15-year journey. There were people that joined my business to teach me things. And that it didn't have to be that every single one of them joined because they wanted to earn the gangster money like I did. And so you helped me see that my black and white thinking, it's not an issue, it's great, but that when I'm doing that, because I do it to myself a lot, like I'm either super Charlotte or I am rubbish. But some days, what I know now because of you is, some days I'm just a bit grey, and grey's fine because there's a lot going on. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, when I achieved the level I'm at with my business, it was as successful as I'd ever perceived myself to be. It had been the vision for so long to get there, and I got there and lost the plot. I totally capped out on what I believed about myself and almost screwed the whole thing up by quit. Like, I wanted to quit. Like, I was like, oh, I'll just go and get a normal job. I'd earned more money than I'd ever earned in my life. They'd given me this Mercedes. We'd got all this recognition, and I was like, oh. And so what Claire, again, taught me was, it's about raising all the time your your level of where you want to be. So she directed me to an amazing book called The Leap, and about how we limit ourselves and sometimes even push ourselves back down because it's in line with our self-worth. We had some really intense coaching, and I then felt able to raise my expectations for myself, and so then now this fits, and where I am now actually is small compared to where I want to be. But as I'm saying all of this out loud to you, the reason I know why Claire is right for me is because she's never made me feel like there's anything wrong with where I am. I'm just realising that right now. There are other people that I've spoken to that make me feel inadequate and like I'm broke and I need to fix it. You've always made me feel like where I am now is bloody good, but it can be bloody better. Like, that's the way you've always made me feel, and I leave conversations with you 10 foot tall and bulletproof with a clear focus on where I'm going. And so those are the three. Sorry, you asked for one thing.
That's okay. So to recap, those three things really are: get support of some kind. The second one is,
I guess the first one, maybe not get support, but it's somebody else needs to help you see. If there's a block, get someone else to see what it is. And then you can either carry it around as an excuse forever, or you can get help and fix it.
Brilliant. Awesome. I love that. Yeah. I absolutely love that. So that's the first one. The second one is recognise that everyone is not like you, and that's okay. And the third one is it's almost being aware of that potential, like, elastic band effect, or where your ceiling is, and knowing that as you grow, it's got to keep moving or you're going to hit it. Yeah, absolutely. And I love that. And I just think, like you said, lots and lots of lovely things about me, which is like, it means a lot to me. It really does. But I think what I feel and what I think is more important is the fact that you made the commitment and you had the determination, and you went, like, this is what I want to achieve no matter what, and I'm going to do what it takes to get there, because you recognise that no one will do it for you. You know that it's not going to be an easy journey necessarily. You've found, whenever you have hit a block, you've gone, right, how am I going to get past this block? You haven't just gone, oh, this is too hard, I'm giving up, or you haven't just wasted time and procrastinated and, like, stayed stuck. So I think these are all, like, the key attributes, I think, to getting the results that people want in their lives. It is that commitment and that determination, and knowing that, of course, blocks are going to come up and fear is going to come up, and there's going to be lots of unknown things, but you can move past them, and you're absolute proof of that, because especially, where things were with Phoebe when we first met, very few people who have experienced being in that intense a situation with those feelings and all of those things involved. And I think everyone can find excuses. Everyone could have a million excuses, and I think you're a living example that you can get past all those excuses, that regardless of what's happening in your life, if you've got a dream, that big dream, and you determined to make it happen, there's absolutely no reason why you can't do it. So I think for me, like, they're the main points. That's why I love working with you, because you just saw every, you know, I think it's incredible.
I think that it's just, as much as I understand the way that I think better now because of you, I still don't get it when people don't, like, go for their dreams 1,000,000%, because we're here once.
Yeah.
Like, once. I saw a quote the other day, said something like you only live once. Why are people not running like they're on fire towards their dreams? Like, that's what we should be doing, because what's the alternative? Living like half a life. I don't get it, you know. And if you're in my team and you're watching this, like, I don't get it. We could all be nations.
Yeah.
I don't get it, because it's there, you know. It's there for the taking, and having someone like you to be that guiding the sat nav. Be the sat nav. The guy's the sat nav. That's what I call her. It's not very glad. She's like my sat nav. That gives me instructions, and sometimes I ignore her. And most of the time I listen to her. But yeah, we've got the opportunity to be awesome. There are people in third world countries that would give anything to just have the opportunity that we've got. And the reality is they'll never even hear about it. They will never even know what a coach is. They'll never even know that they can have a dream and they can go out there and make it happen. We are fortunate. We live in a country like this, well, whatever you think about it, like, we have opportunity. You know, we have been born somewhere where you can go for your dreams, and then we've got Claire to help us and be on that. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is realizing actually how lucky we are to have all the choices that we do have, and like making a decision, dream big, and then to catch that dream and make it a reality.
Absolutely.
Charlotte, thank you so much for being here, being my very first interviewee, and sharing all of that. Is fantastic, and you do have an incredible story, and I look forward to seeing like where you are in the next couple of years. I think, like, yeah, I think it's amazing. If anyone watching this has any questions, you could get in touch with me or Charlotte. Via Facebook is probably the easiest way. Feel free to ask questions or anything else, really.
Yay!
Yeah, okay, awesome.
Yay, thank you.
Well, thank you, Charlotte. Bye.